Hi, today we're going to look at LFOs, controlling things. Right, I've got set up here just a factory synth and just a 4-step sequence. Playing the first 4 steps, nothing fancy. There's a wee bit of gate on the first beat. Right, we'll look at automating the cutoff frequency, which is that control there, and we want to find out if it's been assigned a controller. So highlight that, up to properties and connect, and we can see that the MIDI in's ticked and it's assigned to controller 70. So down to our LFO, we'll use this one here, and we want to send that to channel control CC, and we want that to be number 70. So this number here is your channel controller, up to 70, and switch it on. And as you can hear and have a look, you can see the cutoffs moving, so it's been modulated by this. Right, we'll quickly run through the controls for the LFO. Right, we've got all important on and off switch, then we have the controller number, then the MIDI channel, which is if you're using it to control a multi-timbral synth or external hardware or whatever, you can assign it to a different MIDI channel so it can control different machines. Internally, Reaktor doesn't seem to recognize MIDI channels when going from an internal to an internal. Right. Then we have invert, which inverts the signal. And then we have wave. So we've got a triangle wave at the moment, and we've got sine wave, pulse wave, and slow random, which is a kind of juddery, I'm heading this way I think type motion. And then after that we have a normal random. Back to triangle. Moving along, we have a little display here which shows you the motion of the LED, LFO even. Excuse my Underneath that we have a slider, which is the center point for the modulation. So if you notice up here, whoops, go away. We're now modulating at the top end of the controller, and we can move this down. So that's, and then moving along even further still, we have a mount, so 0, no modulation, full, it'll do the full. And it's not doing the full travel because we're not in the center. Then we have a shape, so triangle wave, and here becomes a saw up at -50. And saw down at +50. Tempo is over here. Right. We also have a ×3 button here, which multiplies the tempo by 3. So that's now 3/4. And that'd be 3/8 and 3/16. It's 6 bars. It's useful for well, slowing it down for a start, but also giving an odd number of things so that it varies against the main sequence some more. And we've also got a stepper, which is the green 0 in the middle. So at 0 it has no effect, and as we turn it up, it steps along the waveform. It's got extreme 6. I missed the double click to reset to default. Oh, side track. Right, and a step up. The other controls buried away here relate to the sub LFO that can modulate the main LFO. It's got similar controls. So, for instance, these 3 switches down here. The first one assigns the LFO to control the shape, and the next one controls amount. So it's fading in the amount and out the amount of modulation. The next one controls the position knob. And then we have one final one, which is a little bar, because the circle didn't fit, which modulates the tempo. Now, we have the other controls down here. So that one there is the amount. So obviously 0, we're not getting any. 1, we're getting full. Then we have a tempo, slow, faster, faster, and a shape control. You can assign these to all at once if you wish. A merry old mess. Invert's quite handy when it does that. And the final control on the LFO is the little R at the end here, which is resets. The moment it's set on, and that's it off. Then when we switch an LFO on and off, its behavior changes. So we switch it on. Let's just get rid of all of this so that you can see what's doing more and more. Right, so when I switch it off, it resets back to center position. It also does that when you change modulation destination while it's still playing, so that whatever it was controlling is reset to predetermined. I'm just checking that did that there. Yes, cutoff's gone back to it. Yeah. Right. If you don't want it to do that, you switch it off. So now, ignore the display. The cutoff is stopped at the last received control. They both have their uses. Right, methinks that's LFOs. Oh, internal. These can be sent to internal places as well. The controls are exactly the same, so you could be controlling, like for instance, we've got step pitches here of steps 1, 5, 9 and 13. So that every time the sequencer passes that step, it will choose the bass pitch from wherever that setting is, as in your keyboard pitch transposed by that amount. Making it more complicated. It isn't. As we're on a 4 step, we're only getting 1. If we increase it to 8 longer, speed it up a wee tad. The This is where the times 3 is quite useful, because if you notice half the time it's passing, it's already at 0, which is where it was before. And of course we've got we can do steps 2 as well. Right, that's rough going over, or a more thorough going over, missus, of the LFOs. Right, thank you, and where's the off button?